Good morning everyone, Merch Hunter Ricky back, and today we're talking about One Piece chapter 1088. Quite a foreboding chapter, and right off the gate I have to say that in my last video I was definitely wrong, especially with my title saying that the development of Koby was for nothing. That couldn't be further from the truth. However, there are some things I want to address in this video right off the jump. So the chapter starts off with a flashback, and we get quite a few flashbacks in this chapter. This first flashback actually made me laugh a lot because, Garp is talking about how he's saying, listen, if there's a Marine, a man, and a baby on a boat, who do you save? And for context, the man is a very old man. And Koby answers with, I'll get off the boat and let the old man and the baby escape myself. And Garp yeets a bottle at him, which immediately made me laugh for some reason. I really don't know why that made me laugh so hard, but he's like, no, you idiot. The old man doesn't have that many years left. You're the future, right? So you and the baby get off that island. And I just found that to be hilarious and oddly foreboding, as if Garp just kind of knew that one day this might be him, but that's neither here nor there. Later on in the chapter, we get another flashback where Koby, they explain his training regimen, and this is the flashback through the eyes of Garp. They're explaining Koby's training regimen afterwards of a whole day's worth of training. Koby will just go and continue to hit the battleship bag without Garp knowing. And so we know that Koby had a determination to become something more than just a regular Marine, and that he knew he was born with less fighting potential than most people, so he had to train up to 200 times as hard, he says. And that's amazing. That's fantastic, right? And then we get another flashback, and this is the flashback that actually kind of angered me, when Koby decided to give himself up in exchange for the 800 Marines in the battleship that Blackbeard wanted to take at Amazon Lily. And that's fine, I get that, you're the hero of the Marines or the new hero or whatever, but this is why Garp is in the position he's in, and my reaction last video was mainly because of how fond I am of Garp. And to put it into perspective, I didn't like Garp until after Marineford, when Dadan beat the crap out of him, and we got to understand a little bit more about Garp and who he was as a person and why he is the way he is. We don't know the nature of the relationship with him and Dragon other than that he is frustrated with Dragon. We don't really know much about Garp's personal life. We don't know a lot about era Garp, prime Garp. We don't know much about him other than the feats that we've heard of and a couple of the things we've seen, right? But what we do know now is that he was obsessed with preserving the future of the Marines. Not, a future of potential people who can become whatever they want. No, the future of the Marines. So, in a way, when Koby gave himself up, he completely disregarded all of Garp's lessons. But that's not necessarily a negative, but because what happened here is that Garp was able to strike a blow to evil pirates everywhere. He said pirates as a general term, but we got to think about it in the sense of that our main characters, the Straw Hats, are not evil pirates. So what we have to think about outside of the Straw Hats not being evil pirates is that Garp's job, preserving the future of the Marines, was to find people like Luffy, but have them in the Marines. And that's not a bad thing, because what he knows is that the Marines would never change from I don't know how to explain it other than the evil organization that we know them as, that is full of people who can do good but have to follow evil orders for the most part. He knew that change would come from within once enough of the old guard had passed and gone on. And unfortunately, what happened to Hachinosu is that he ended up being one of those old guards that has to go. And it's a shame, it genuinely is a shame, because I genuinely like Garp. And what he pulled off in this chapter, bodying Aokiji, jumping up and doing the galaxy divide, which was really cool. I don't know why, but for me, when he tackled Aokiji, that blew me away more than when he hit the skull of Hachinosu with Galaxy Divide. Don't get me wrong, Galaxy Divide was fantastic. What an awesome attack. And the way that the skull is split down the middle and it looks like it's actually bending the skull a little bit, good job, Oda. But for some reason, a guy that he was going toe-to-toe with, and you just see him now like get up and tackle Aokiji, just kind of like disregard him to the side. It makes me wonder if Garp wasn't able to truly unleash everything he could do because he had to save gas for certain things like Galaxy Divide, or if he's kind of like throwing himself to the wolves just for the sake of Koby, Helmeppo, Cruz, you know, Hibari, Kujaku, what's her name, Tashigi, like all those people. Like, we don't know why he did that, and I would like to say it's because he had a little bit of gas left in the tank, but he knew that it would eventually deplete, so he saved it all up for that one last attack. And to see him impaled on the ground like that just really shook me. The Blackbeard pirates, I think I watched a Grand Line review video this morning, and he noted that we always see them smiling, and yeah, if you go down and look at the pirates, like Shiryu is angry, San Juan Wolf is angry, the Skull is angry where Pizarro is in, and then, you know, Aokiji's face is like grim, but there is one person still smiling, and it's Vasco's shot. But that's because I think he's genuinely too stupid to not smile. They even showed him angry smiling when he was first reintroduced. The ending of the chapter was brutal, but a couple things to highlight here, like Helmeppo. Who is this? Who is this guy from Shellstown, right? When he has had, in my opinion, a little bit more significant character growth than Koby. But character growth, not strength. We're gonna get to the strength in a second. But to highlight Helmeppo and give him some props, remember he was like, he tied up Zoro and actively crapped on Zoro in general, and was this really selfish human being who was like, ha 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 ha, my father's axe on Morgan and all that. And now, I mean, he was like one step away from a celestial dragon, right? And now just look at this man, you know, thinking that I have to provide an opening for Koby and Cruz. I gotta, like, I can't let anyone interfere. And he cuts that cannonball and it explodes all over him. That was crazy. But then, you know, we get an equally crazier moment with Koby and Prince Cruz. Prince Cruz is a phenomenal Devil Fruit user, because the Devil Fruit is up to the expression of the user, and that clay net was fantastic. He reminds me a lot of Dofi. I know he was introduced in a Dressrosa cover story, but like his move set and the way he just does things is like almost Dofi-esque. I like that clay mace that he conjured up a couple, like I think last chapter. I just really like Prince Cruz. I think he is very cool. The fact that he wants Garp's like approval is not a bad thing. Remember, Garp is a fantastic person to look up to, so fighting for that approval is fantastic. I don't think Garp willingly gives it out because he's already such a gifted Devil Fruit user. He was probably always gifted from a young age in combat anyways, whereas Koby, you know, we have to see him come up and all that build up, learning about Koby going back to the battleship bag night after night, and then seeing him unleash the Honesty Impact, which I assume, like, honestly, it could have a better name, but whatever. Honesty Impact is kind of like the essential Koby feeling, and I like that a lot. You know, Koby wanted to always just be an admiral. He always wanted to be in the Marines. He wanted to stick up for himself after being kidnapped by Alvida. And again, look at how far Koby has come. Look at how far Helmeppo has come. Honesty Impact is a fantastic, fantastic addition to Koby's arsenal. We haven't seen him do much. We know he can do the 6 powers. We know most of them can do the 6 powers. We saw them use Shave early on in the chapter. But what I really enjoyed about Honesty Impact is that, you know, there's a debate now in the community. Is it Conquerors or is it Advanced Armament, you know? But I personally think it's Advanced Armament, but if it is Conquerors, I'm not gonna disavow Koby. I'm not gonna say that he doesn't deserve it, because Conquerors is something that goes right in the line of wanting to be the top of your profession. So wanting to be an admiral is something that makes sense for Koby. It's not out of the ordinary, and having Conquerors is just something that he'll need to work on now. I'm gonna liken it to Usopp unlocking Observation Haki. Like, I don't expect Koby to be busting out Conquerors left and right, especially after this. Remember, things are escalating at a very fast pace. So now, once Koby recovers, he's going to have to deal with the mental trauma of losing Garp and kind of being the reason why. Like, it's not like last chapter when he said it's all my fault, It's not just that he fell for the trick, it's that he sacrificed himself to begin with. Remember, he did this. Revealed in this chapter. Same chapter as Honesty Impacts Koby, we also have like cocky as hell Koby, because he traded himself in place of 800 Marines in a battleship. And that's amazing. You saved 800 Marine lives, right? You saved 800 people from slavery. That's fantastic. And I'm not disavowing that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but as Blackbeard said, like, you overestimate yourself. And what did the Blackbeard pirates get for the Koby? They lost a Koby and gained a Garp. And although they look a little bit angry at the end of this, that's just because they got roughed up. Maybe it's also because they know that there is now a student of Garp nearly as powerful as him at such a young age and will grow to be powerful, right? But let's be real. Garp has been sequestered by the Blackbeard pirates. We don't know his whereabouts at the end of the chapter. And the last time the Blackbeard pirates got their hands on an old man, what did they do with him? They killed him, took his devil fruit, massacred him in front of his family, right? That's what happened. So I have no faith at all for Garp to live. And if he does, I will be very pleased. Trust me, I'll be the first to be screaming it from the rooftops. But realistically, Blackbeard and the Blackbeard pirates are about to torture this man or kill him. Maybe try to trade him, but what happens when the government says they don't want him, right? Woo! Very scary stuff we're talking about here. Speaking of scary stuff, we're going back to Egghead next chapter, and the entire Marine ship fleet of 100 ships, that's 10 buster calls, okay, is at Egghead now. It has landed. 10 buster calls. Who knows how many Vice Admirals? Kizaru and Agorose, St. J. Garcia, Saturn. They have all landed. What will happen? I'm freaking out and I'm ready. There's no greater time to be a One Piece fan. And honestly, I could not wait to see what happens next. I've been Merch Hunter Ricky. This has been a review for chapter 1088 of One Piece, and really quick, I just want to say rest in peace to my friend John. I found out about your passing right before doing this video, so if, you know, somehow the spirit world and the ethernet world are connected to each other, I would like that. But, you know, other than that, I just want to say you're a very good guy. I love you a lot, bro. Have a good one, everyone.